100. 10 squared. 10 times 10. 95 plus 5. 1,000 divided by 10. 8 plus 2 times 80 plus 9 divided by 3 minus 2.5.
John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers. Give John answers. John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Keith, we made it. 100 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow. Now it can be syndicated.
Okay.
You
That's
can
going
watch-
to be really sweet for me. I can finally retire.
They can place at 3 o'clock every day. Look, we've gotten cards and letters congratulating us on 100 episodes. Here's a card I got today. Wow. Congratulations on 100 shows. Wow. I'm proud to be your friend and to be a small part of the great success of John Wants Answers.
Oh, that's nice.
I know where it came from.
It's
not signed.
unsigned.
Unsigned. Could be from anybody.
It doesn't exactly look like your handwriting either.
And it came with this. It's 100 clips. I guess 1 clip per
100
episode.
binder clips.
And then this, Richard sent us this. It's
They're here. I'll show you. They're cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Look, everyone.
And they
they're-
all say
they're tiny
100 on
cupcakes,
them.
and they all say 8 in binary.
Oh, that too. So we're going to be eating those tonight.
Yeah.
So when we first did the first episode,
Yeah, we were young.
young, you should, well, we're going to
should
show
look at
you
your
in a
hair.
second how young you
your
were.
hair was. It was a different color, is what I'm gonna say.
I remember I made the DVD. At that time, you do a show.
Yeah.
You put a copy onto DVD.
Yeah.
Hand it to the station, and
Yeah.
they play it.
Yeah.
And you got to label it. So I labeled mine, John Wants Answers,
JWA.
-001.
Yeah.
And then the person I gave it to,
Yeah.
he was like, made a smart ass remark about, oh wow, that's awfully optimistic, 001, implying we would make it to 100. So to that I say, in your face, Josh Young.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's pity he has cancer now.
Well, things can still be put in his face. When you
Okay.
get cancer, you don't
Well, I mean,
eliminate
avoid
all
the
things in your
cancerous
face.
part, but sure.
Okay, so I have a clip from the first episode.
Okay. I
it's-
remember that.
I don't think we're exactly in agreement on how the show's supposed to go.
That is correct.
Let's see it. AJ, roll 212. I've asked Keith tonight not to lie.
But I don't recall promising not to lie to you.
I thought we
So
had,
I'll do it now.
We had a gentleman's
I
agreement.
promise not to lie to you.
Very good. So why are elections always on Tuesdays?
No one wants to vote on a Monday because you have to get up early sometimes to vote, and that's just a crappy way to start the week. And if they were on Fridays, everyone would be drunk. And Thursdays, you're not allowed to vote on Thursdays. It's in the Bible. And Wednesdays are hump day, and people don't want to vote on hump day because it sounds dirty. So that pretty much left Tuesdays or Sundays. Because Saturdays hadn't been invented when elections were first started.
So who is eligible to vote? Well, you've got to be like registered, right?
Yeah, it's not hard.
At some point. Okay.
Yeah, I'm registered probably 15, 20 times.
What causes a case to go, like, rise up in the ranks of courts?
After you've gone to court and lost, generally you're angry. And then you go to your lawyer and explain that you are angry about something. And your lawyer realizes that he would like a nicer boat. He'll appeal. Sometimes he'll win, sometimes he'll lose. Either way, he gets the money and buys a nicer boat. Sometimes if your lawyer wants a really, really nice boat, perhaps he will appeal it to the Supreme Court and charge you even more money so that you can lose in more than one, sometimes you can lose in 4 to 5 courts. Yes.
What is Roe v. Wade?
Well, like I said, a lot of people come from Harvard. Harvard is just huge in the rowing. With the tiny little canoes up and down whatever that river next to Harvard is. That's the row part. The Wade part is if you're not good with the little canoes and you tip over, then you have to go back out and get the canoe and bring it back on shore and dump all the water out. And to do that, you have to wade in the river.
All right. So that was our first episode.
Yeah, that was great.
We looked so young back then.
Yeah.
So full of hope.
Me especially.
So I played back all of our episodes in preparation for this.
Yeah, we got to get you a girlfriend again.
And I figured out what you believe your job here is to derail the show.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a memo from the authorities.
Oh,
to that
okay.
effect.
People often ask me, John, how come you have a TV show? In the subtext, that question is, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's right. I'm familiar with that question.
You get it too. So the story of this show starts way back in Detroit, Michigan.
Michigan.
So you and I both worked at Apple,
Yeah.
but we were both in Michigan at a conference at MacHack.
Yeah. That was a great conference.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, good times.
I hacked. People yelled at me useful.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's an insult of the highest variety.
And so that's the first time we actually sat and talked, kind of. Like,
Probably,
You
yeah.
sat at a table where I was sitting, and you just started yammering on and saying funny things.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So then we get back to Cupertino.
Yeah.
I'm at work. I run into some lady in the hallway, Grace, probably know her.
Yeah.
And she tells me, this guy, Keith Statenfield, he's trying to get a TV show.
Yeah, I think I might have already had one by then.
And
Or I was trying to get, I don't remember.
You're trying to get one.
Okay.
And I thought, well, that'd be great. I'd watch him on TV. He's hilarious.
Yeah, I am hilarious.
And so I went to you, I sent you a message, and I said, is there anything?
Probably on Apple Link.
No, it wasn't that far back. And I asked you, hey, do you need any help getting a show? Now, what I meant was I didn't know anybody can get a public access TV show. I didn't know that.
They keep that secret.
I thought the station would need convincing that you are good enough talent that they should have you on the air.
Yeah, good thing I didn't explain that.
And so you misunderstood my message,
Yeah.
and you said, sure, you can work on the crew of my TV show.
that's what I did.
And I was like, I thought to myself, well, that's not what I was
No,
intending.
No, that was not. No.
But we're nerds. It's too awkward.
else are we gonna do? It's
too
Thursday.
awkward to explain what I actually meant. So I just went with it. So I went through all the courses, and I became a crew on your show.
Yeah.
And then I had all these great ideas, I remember, to make your show better.
Yeah.
And you'd always ignore them.
Everyone.
Everyone. Like, one of the ideas I had was we should take a backdrop from the back room,
Yeah.
and it says on the backdrop, property of On the Move, do not touch.
yeah.
I said, you should take it out of the room and put it behind you during your show.
Yeah,
And then if they see the show, they'll know that you touched it.
Yeah.
So that was a great idea. And you said no.
No, I said no.
So that's when I decided I need my own show just so I can take the backdrop from the other room, put it behind me, and it'd be hilarious. People would love it.
Yeah, people did love it.
People did love it.
I mean, we've got almost 0 tweets or emails saying they love the show because of that.
Oh, we got a clip coming up.
Okay,
Of the
let's
backdrop.
go. Let's
Yeah,
go. Roll 212.
No, not yet, not yet. So that was one of the reasons why I did it. Our director, Loretta Beavers,
Loretta, yeah,
she
yeah.
came up with the name of the show, John Wants Answers.
Yeah.
So I started this show just despite
spite,
you.
just in spite, yeah.
Despite you and despite On the Move.
Yeah,
And that
there
kind
you-
of got away from me after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll 212.
Not yet, not yet. So now, we've been doing the show for so long, we forget all the topics we talk about. And here's a good example. AJ, roll 212.
Roll 2.
Last month, last month we did a show. And we talked about Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
And
I do not remember this, but go on.
Then I looked in the archive for something else, for some reason. And 1 year ago, we did a show on Cinco de Mayo.
Wow.
So
That's 2 shows. I don't remember
we
us
had
doing
no-
about Cinco de Mayo now.
I had no memory last month that we did it 1 year ago.
Okay. I have a prediction.
So I played back the entire episode. We said all the same stuff.
Yeah, of course we
Which is
did.
why I don't know I didn't memorize it. we said the word taco for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that
I was
sounds
like,
like,
taco? And you
that
said
sounds
taco?
like something I do.
Taco?
Taco.
Taco?
Taco.
I have tacos on Tuesday.
I know you do. I've been to your house for tacos on Tuesday once.
Taco Tuesday. So is that what's called cultural misappropriation?
Yes. Yes, especially if you call them tacos.
Well, that's because in my homeland, we call them tacos.
Yeah. If I say it wrong, I'm just going to get stuck saying it wrong forever.
Yeah.
And so
I've
I
been there.
try not to do that.
Like taco.
But I think he said, like tacos. Try it with me. Tacos.
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 See, you're doing it to me.
What do I say?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Yeah, you got more of a in the middle.
Eh.
You
I
don't
thought it
want that. You want happiness. You want tacos.
I have big plans this Cinco de Mayo. I'm
Yes.
going to eat tacos. I'm going to have tacos for dinner.
Yeah. Why do you have tacos? I mean,
Celebration.
tacos are a Mexican food,
The what?
or American/Mexican food. Tacos.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
What are
here.
these? What are these tacos you're talking about?
Tacos?
Tacos. What are they? I've never heard of them.
They're like a shell,
Yes.
flour corn shell. You
Yeah.
put like meat inside and lettuce and tomato and
Oh, sounds like a
cheese and
taco.
hot sauce. Yes, I said taco.
I don't think that's what you said.
What are you saying? What am I saying?
Just try with me. Just taco.
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 Taco. Now you got me doing it. Taco.
Taco. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Taco. Taco. That's what we said. All right. So now let me talk to you about the best episode we ever did.
Okay.
You weren't on it.
I wasn't. That's it's definitional.
So there's a musician in Canada, Lawrence Gowan.
Lawrence Gowan.
He was huge. He was on the radio and the TV all the time. And
And somehow you got him on the show.
big star. So I said to him, hey, I have all his albums, and he agreed to come on the show. So clearly he didn't, he actually did tell me he saw the show before he said yes.
Yeah, big musicians say that all the time.
Okay. And so I was so worried about the interview going wrong, like I prepared for everything could go wrong. I didn't imagine how great it could be. And this is how great it was. AJ, roll 212.
So the record was recorded in England
Yes.
at John Lennon's house.
Correct. At the time when we recorded it, 1984, it was Ringo Starr's house.
Right.
And Ringo lived there during the making of the album. And in 1984, the producer I wound up working with was a guy named David Tickle, and he was running the studio for Ringo for the previous few years. He played my demos for the Peter Gabriel band. They liked the demos and said, yeah, we'll make a record with this guy. And so the great coincidence was February the 7th, 1984, that I actually walked in the house and Ringo was there, greeted us at the door. And that's a pretty intense moment in your life when you actually come face to face with an actual Beatle, especially in his house. I remember, with the band I had in the 70s, we always played Imagine, the song Imagine, and that's where John recorded Imagine, and that's where he did the video for Imagine on the white piano.
opening up the drapes.
Yeah. But 3 years after we made the album, I saw the movie Imagine that I believe Yoko produced. Showed them recording the whole record at Tittenhurst Park, and I saw, oh my God, it's using the same microphones, the same instruments are around. Virtually looks like the identical studio. I think they were 8-track then, and we were 16-track, but just minor changes like that had occurred, and it's one of the most astounding experiences I could ever have had. And when I hear A Criminal Mind on the radio, I hear, wow, the piano sounds like the piano that's in Imagine, and just the ambience of the studio just ties in perfectly.
So Moonlight Desires,
Right.
the big hit. Now you got a SOCAN award for that.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, I got a SOCAN award for that for if a song has achieved 100,000 radio plays in Canada, they give you it's achieved what they call classic status.
So is that your biggest single to date, would you say?
I think it is actually. I think it's the
For some definition
it's
of
the
biggest?
It's the for some definition of biggest. The biggest single, I suppose, would still be A Criminal Mind because it became a gold single. That's a very rare thing that a single itself becomes gold off a record that was double platinum. Well, I actually hit triple platinum, but Moonlight Desires was the most played song on the widest variety of formats of radio as well, and it's still played a great deal. And it's the 25th anniversary of that song and that video this year.
I want to talk about the first time we met.
Oh, please remind me. I hope it's really embarrassing. I hope I was like really rude to you or something. Yeah.
It was August '93, and a colleague
Got
and me go to the Gasworks, and it's a weekday night. It's dead. No one's there, and there's a woman on stage singing, and then she does a shout out. It goes, "Oh, my good friend Larry Gowan's here."
Really?
Really? And so I'm like at some other table, and I'm really excited because small town boy in a big city, Larry Gowan's in the bar. And so I come up to you and say, hey, can I get an autograph? And believe it or not, here you go.
Go away and don't bug me. Corey Hart? What a terrible thing to write on there. Okay, to John, best of life, The Criminal Mind.
L. Gowan.
Not bad. Well, that's,
So I dug that up. And,
boy.
and then here's us at the coat check. And here we are posing for a photo, and this poor lady's trying to get out of the way.
I know who this lady is, funny enough.
Really?
Yep.
So at that show,
Life would be so different.
as we're leaving,
Yeah.
I cornered you.
Yeah.
And I told you, you inspired me to buy my own keyboard.
Good.
And so I was learning to play it.
Good.
And I asked you if I could send you a demo tape one day.
What did I say?
You said sure, but you probably should send it to a record company instead.
Yeah.
Now it's been
That-
16 years,
Okay.
but
Here it is, folks.
my first single just came out.
Oh, wow. Smelter.
Now,
The one that Smelter Delter.
actually, the line is
really good.
Smelter, I don't even know her. That's the line of the song. But I did not play keyboards actually on this song.
Smelter Skelter. No. I like it. I'm sorry, I'm making fun of your song title.
No, that's fine. Once you
I
read
like it.
You'll
I also
be-
like that you went with the Ronnie James Dio, or are you actually missing those two fingers?
Am I doing it right?
No,
I was
you're
talking
fine. You're actually doing it backwards, which is, I guess, the Canadian way.
Oh, okay.
And sorry, it's the first time I've seen this. It's good. You don't mind me?
No.
Okay,
It's
because this is what I like.
noteworthy.
If you, just in case, if you ever do get this single, and by the way, you're about to sell millions now. You know that.
I've given
because
out
of what's
100,
happened
so
here.
now I'm going to.
So, first of all, you look great, right? But just so you don't think this is just nothing but molten lava and metal, I noticed on the back you've got a really classy chandelier. And that's what really classes it up. That's what puts the smell back in Smelter.
My really good friend Scott D. Davis
I like it.
played piano on this. So
I'm going to listen to this now, John. I really am. Better than Styx! Wow, you're going to run that one over and over. So many Styx fans have come to know Gowan Music now and travel and come and see the shows. That's part of why I've booked so many of them in Niagara Falls. It's right on the border. It's a fantastic
It's
venue.
great for someone who lives in New York.
I know.
But
Sorry.
California.
I'm sorry. What can I do? A lot of fans do travel. A lot of really more devoted fans will fly all the way from California. Yeah. Not ones to whom I've ever given a couple of autographs in 2 different decades, but just casual people who discovered it on the internet and decided to come up.
Yes, I was really excited when I saw the announcement of some Gowan solo dates.
Good. Obviously not excited enough to go buy yourself a plane ticket, but excited nonetheless. That's our tour manager. He's determined
Trying to throw you out?
get me ready with the band right now. And I'm going to have to do. I should do that, John.
That was one of our better.
Those long, short clips, John. Clip shows are short clips.
All right. Next, we did a show about the movie Jobs. After Steve Jobs died, they made a movie with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was wrong. So we work at Apple. We knew a lot of people who were supposed to be in the movie. So we got them all together. We got Steve Wozniak, Daniel Kotke, and Andy Hertzfeld to come on the show and spend 2 hours of their time telling us what was right and wrong in the movie. So let's see what they said. AJ, roll 212.
Did you ever hear how Steve ended up at Reed? No, I mean, you went to Boulder, right?
I went to
for-
Boulder, and I
for
went
a year?
to my second year of college, and I met Steve when I was working for a third year, another year of college, programming to earn money for a third year of college. So I had met him, and then we had our year of blue boxes at Berkeley, and
Right.
then when he went up there, yeah, I drove him up. I visited him about 6 times.
So
Yeah.
did you ever take LSD with Steve?
Oh, yeah,
How
bunch
many-
of times.
bunch of times.
He came back from Reed College and saw that I had built my own Pong game. Haven't seen one in a bowling alley. On a small little board with just 28 little $1 chips. And so that gave him the idea to go down to Atari, which was in Los Gatos, California. And he went down and he showed them the board and he wound up with a job.
Wow.
Nolan Bushnell likes to say, well, I was hiring 2 Steves, but because he wasn't a designer, he wasn't an engineer, he never wrote any software, but he knew electronics a bit, you know. He was telling the other engineers their soldering wasn't good.
Now the story was he was offered $5,000 to do it, but he told you they were offered $700 and that he would split it with you.
That is what happened. That's the truth. It wouldn't have mattered. If he had said, I need the money to buy into this farm in Oregon, I would have said, take it all. I was happy to be on the project.
Right.
So yeah, he was paid $7,000. He told me we were paid $700, and he wrote me a check for $350. But that that hurts because we were friends. And do you do that to a friend? But it didn't hurt financially.
Yeah.
I had a job as an engineer at Hewlett Packard, so
Well, my favorite part of the story is you both got mononucleosis, right?
we both got the sleeping sickness, mononucleosis.
Wow.
And I remember there was one Coke can that we had shared, and maybe that helped. I don't know. So I don't know who, but we did it. But we completed it in 4 days and nights. Unbelievable. I didn't even think I could do that, and gave it to Atari. That was a big kudo in my life. Yeah, big success. Before we shipped an Apple I, we had the Apple II working and demonstrated.
Okay.
Okay, so we knew the real machine that would change the world. The Apple I was not designed to be a computer to change the world. It was a quick modification of a terminal I had to be my own computer. as quick as could be. That was the quickest, shortest step, but it wasn't really designed from the ground up like the Apple II. And the Apple II had so many incredible ideas. You know what? They weren't possible when the Apple I was built. But anyway, the Apple II we knew was so great, and yet we had to market the Apple I.
And he's meeting with different attorneys, and they're discussing stock options. And Steve Jobs is saying all these people, they don't deserve stock options. All these early founders.
The guys from the garage. Well, I took some of those people that had been in the garage in the early days, and I figured I wouldn't have had a reason to do what had gotten me my great wealth if it hadn't been for them. And why do a few people at the top claim the wealth when we wouldn't have even started the company without the others beside us? So I gave large amounts of stock to at least some, I forget 5 or 6 of them, that had been there right from the start. And then I did another program to sell a lot of my stock, rather than some big investor, to sell it at pre-IPO prices so everybody could make sort of the money the house is worth. So all the engineers and marketing people in the company signed up for a WAS plan, and we went ahead with that plan too. But it helped a lot of the people in the company, you know.
So,
By the way, the guy who played me in the movie, Josh Gad, wanted them to put that scene in it
Oh, he did?
Really?
of me doing
Because
that,
he knew
and they denied it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Bastards. And so when the day finally came for you to go to the Mac, did Steve come in and fetch you?
Yes, yeah. And
Dramatically?
so after I had talked to Scotty some, he came by my desk and he said, "You're working on the Mac now." And I said, "Well, I got to finish. I had just started this new operating system for the Apple II called DOS 4.0 that they had asked me to do, and I wanted to say of course I couldn't finish it, but I wanted to get it in good enough shape that someone else could take it over." And
One last commit.
Steve said, "Are you kidding? The Apple II's obsolete. The Apple II is going to be dead. You know, you got to work on the Mac." And I said, "Just let me finish it up." So he unplugged my computer, carried it away, and so I had no choice to go after
Follow
him.
him, yeah.
And then the funniest thing is he took me to the Mac building, plopped it down on the desk. "This is your desk," and then he left. And I noticed the desk wasn't unoccupied. All the drawers were full of stuff, and it turned out it was Jeff Raskin's desk, who he had just kicked out.
All right. So that was the Jaws movie. Another great episode we had, Jim Short came on.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. He told funny jokes.
He did.
And he made fun of me.
Yeah.
So that's great. Let's see it. AJ, roll 212. You're Australian. So all the convicted people go there, right?
That we get straight into convict jokes that quickly. This is racism, right? Just because I'm Australian.
It just came up.
My country was a penal. Can I say penal on
Yes,
this
yes.
this channel? Penal with an A. A penal. The penal colony of Australia, because all the criminals were sent away, and we had one criminal in my family. He was sent to Australia, a counterfeiter. Right, the only one in my family who made money, and it was the wrong way.
Oh.
But that's true. That's a true story. And then my great grandfather, my dad's grandfather, was sent away, but not because of criminal activity. He was an alcoholic. He drank so much his family in England paid him to leave. They actually gave him money. They said, "Go away and never come back." That's the proud stock I come from. And when you drink too much for English people, you are Australian.
We had the guy from Whitesnake come on the show, and he wrote us that song.
He wrote you that song.
Yes.
So does he make a little cash every time that happens?
We made a special deal.
You
We
made a
put his
special
name
deal.
in the credits
Okay.
in lieu of any money.
So he got his name in the credits. He's not one of
Yeah.
the people that you pulled out of the credits at the last minute. This was before the cameras were rolling. He was in a tizzy. Get that name off my show. But the Whitesnake bloke, he stays.
He stays, because he's
Good
still
deal.
performing
He's still
every
performing.
week.
Stalkers hang in the back and they look at you from behind a pillar and they take pictures. I've had that before, and that's creepy. But you would come up and just talk. You weren't a stalker. You were just annoying. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. That was a joke because I know how to tell jokes. No, you weren't annoying ever. John has been a great guy and a great supporter, and you know, because he worked at another company.
We can say it.
And
Now we can say it. Now we can.
Well, the lawsuit's over. How much stuff did you steal from Apple when you left?
Screw them.
How much stuff did you nick from Apple? That box down there says property of Apple, not to be taken off the premises.
That's all I stole was the empty cardboard
Just
box.
cardboard boxes, which it's the new iBox. It's going to be in everybody's wish list at Christmas.
I was reminded last night. I forgot all
Am
about
I talking too much? Have you ever had a guest talk this much?
this.
You seem shocked. Like they don't usually say this much. The guy from Styx, he just sat there and just played
No,
keyboard.
The guy with Styx was great because I thought he would want to get out of the interview as fast as possible, which is what he led me to believe before it started. But then once we got into it, he wouldn't leave. Well, I wouldn't say he wouldn't leave.
He's still here.
No.
He's behind these partitions, which, by the way, aren't supposed to be used on anybody else's show. These have been stolen. I mean, this guy, he's the biggest criminal in Silicon Valley I've ever seen. He nicks everything from Apple. Look at that. On the move, property, do not touch. Not this rebel. Not only did he move him, he touched him.
When I say he wouldn't leave, I meant the tour manager kept on coming into the room saying, hey, we've got a show to do, hurry up. And he was like, oh, in a minute. That's what I mean.
He was having such a...
All right, that was hilarious. Over the years, man, we tricked so many musicians to come on this show.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they didn't know what they were signing up for.
Yeah.
Let's see them. AJ, roll 212.
Steve was the actor, I got your back, Segway, a jetpack, I'm always on the back, my heart is free. When I was 3, my first computer was an Apple IIe. I used it every day, and I remember when I learned to type. Wish you could have been my 5th grade teacher. It's a bug, it's not a feature. You're a singular creature.
JDC. I have a dream that everyone was treated equal. This is Martin Luther King Jr. sequel. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. He dreamed that all races would unite. Martin Luther King Jr. fought for his rights. Just like him, I had a dream last night. There was an African American and an Asian.
Johnny wants answers. Give John some answers tonight. I said, John wants answers.
I was dancing out there on feeling temple late one night, when I found myself dancing with a sexy beast in a dusty furry suit. I couldn't tell if they were a boy or a girl. That didn't matter to me, no. It just didn't matter, because I'm in love with a believer. A believer is not in love with me.
Wow, that was great. We've had so many great episodes. We had like 89 other great episodes we wish we could show you, but we're out of time. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll have another 100 episodes for you. All right, Keith, good 100 shows.
We'll be bald by episode 200, you know.
That'd be awesome.